Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, SRDV, here to talk about the best books of the week. Starting off all alone by myself because Zach is still busy, and I figured why not just get it going. I got a couple books here. When I say a couple, I use usually like a little bit, but for me, that'd be 16 books. So if you're new here, you're wondering what we do on this channel. Basically, every Tuesday night, Zach and I will basically go live. We'll take 5 books from our pull list. Basically these 5 books are to each of us what we think are going to be the best books we're going to enjoy. And then Thursday nights we come back again after reading our books on Wednesday. Well, we basically show off our books. We also want to see if our top 5 are still our top 5 best of the books of the week. Well, we'll find out. So I'm gonna start talking about some of my books, and it looks like I'm the only one here. Let's see anybody else here in the chat popping in the chat at all. Alrighty. Yeah, might as well just start showing off my books. Hope you guys are all having a good, enjoyable fall, or I don't know. I guess it's fall for up where I am. I'm up north, so it's like between fall and winter. I guess you live down south, it's kind of like still summer for you. Hello to Marania. So I wish Eric Breen was here for this first one because I agree with him. His review on this book is just what the hell happened. I know Eric didn't enjoy the first issue, but the second issue I don't like. I like the first issue better. And that being said, this is my number 16. Creepshow. Issue number 2 by David Lapham and Maria Lapham. There's even a Steve Fox story with Erica Henderson doing the art. The cover looks great, but it has nothing to do with the story. So, yeah, it was kind of a letdown. This should have been like a quarter book. All right. Number 15 is a book that I thought was going to be written by Greg Rucka at first when I saw this cover here. Those are wondering what do you mean by Greg Rucka? Greg Rucka has a history for basically having lesbians in every one of his books he does. Well, usually for them of the big 2. This being said, this is not Greg Rucka. This is Peter Milligan with Mike Deodato Jr. Penciling. I just don't know where they're going with this book. I mean, it just continues more and more. I mean, she's trying to. Is it issue 4 or 5? This felt very anticlimactic. I know there's one more issue left. The whole goal is that she's a criminal. They put a bomb in her head, and she has to do this online like a war games, basically and has to get her or attain absolution, basically be her innocence without being killed. She has to win the favor of the people on the internet who are watching her, which to me is just, I don't understand to say, because it seems like everyone who's basically watching her is they're trying to. It almost felt like if you've watched the She-Hulk show, remember they showed like the Twitter comments of people like, oh, we don't need a She-Hulk, why, screw this, she stole her powers, It just felt really, really like, okay, I guess so. We're gonna go woke with this book. As I said, Eric Breen and Zach isn't here for another half an hour. That's why I sent you a link, and I sent a few other people's link they want to jump on. But yeah, like I said, Mike Deodato's art's good. I enjoy the art. It's just the story just kind of bland to me. This very much felt like a filler episode, or a filler issue, I should say, and did nothing to further the plot. All right. Number 14 is a book that the title was great, but the problem is they changed writers. They brought in Ann Nocenti, and maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's not Ann Nocenti. Maybe it's just, I'm just never a really big Longshot person. But Longshot takes place after issues 1 through 6 of Longshot, which happened back in 1985. It's a new story, and Ann Nocenti's writing it. You can see it's got art by Javier Pina. Art was okay. I'm just not a big fan of Mojo. So that's probably it's lower on my list. I'm sure the people maybe like Longshot. Maybe they like this more than I did. Longshot. Mojo World. I just felt that it was such a boring story. Even in the cartoon, it was horrible. Didn't care for it. That's why it's down at number 14. What could be better than this? Not much. Slightly above. Issue 10. This is my number 13. I said I know it's tiny on here, but it feels like it's just Rosenberg writing this. I'm just not feeling it. This did suck hard. I know you're talking about. I know you're probably talking about Absolution, but this is just not fun anymore. Cool. Damien's a vampire. Great. Dick's the villain. Great. But overall, it just feels bad. Every time I read this, there's 2 more issues left. I mean, I don't have the whole set, then I'll at least be able to sell it for some money. But because who wants to buy only a couple issues? But probably get better selling it as a set. But that being said, it's my number 13. It's like I said, it's just becoming more and more just bland as I read this. But maybe Zach will have a different opinion. I know he likes stuff like this, and Alice, I think he's a Rosenberg fan too. I know Skip is. All right, number 12. Tom Holland's Fright Night, based off the movie series. I'm gonna say it. The art is not great, but other than that, the story's pretty good. Hello to Ash. Hello.
Greetings and salutations.
Ash, have you checked this out at all?
Mm-mm.
Issue 2 is supposed to come out like last year.
Tom Holland. Is that the same Tom Holland that I'm?
It's the same director and the same. He also wrote this book too.
Oh, I was thinking of the actor.
No. This is the director.
I was like, he's writing comics.
I mean, if he did, I'd probably check it out just because, hey, I'll give it a benefit of doubt.
Yeah, you would. I know you.
And then I'd probably just rip it too because it probably wouldn't be that great. But
oh, stop it! You'd love it.
Like I said, after reading Honk the Slayer, written by Garth Ennis, I feel like they should give this also to Garth Ennis too, because the story is all right. It's it focuses on the main character being in high school still. It takes place basically after the first movie, and like I say, the art's it's not that good. Like this is the art you're seeing inside the book. Obviously, this scenario didn't happen in the book, though. But overall, it's you can tell it's very indie.
Well, if you compare everything to Garth Ennis level, you're going to be disappointed.
I know. That's why I was just going to start reading only Garth Ennis books. But
I mean, he's in the upper crust. You're going to start drinking with your pinky extended.
You know what I mean, though. It's like you got a property like this. So far, I don't know who else you bring in to write, a book like this. Maybe. I mean, I guess you get what was that book that I'm trying to remember that Night Force, was that the other big thing that was from DC?
Well, I mean, it's Tom Holland's Fright Night, so
yeah. But
can you really bring anyone else besides Tom Holland in?
I mean, like I said,
because
I said it just felt like it was kind of phoned in, Yeah. Wasn't really much heart. There is at the end of this, there is a word from Tom Holland, writing everything. And I'm just gonna keep saying Tom Holland. So you guys think it's Spider-Man writing this. So yeah, but like I said, check it out if you can. If you're a fan of Fright Night, the art kind of threw me off, but the story wasn't that bad. I mean, it was kind of bland, but it wasn't like offensively bland. You know what I mean? All right.
Where's the Wrecking Crew?
Skip is building his stream. He's got it prepared, so it's ready for 5 hours so long. Over on Twitch. Yeah, check out that at 11 o'clock Central. Check out Skip and Tosh. That's his channel. It's his name, Skip and Tosh, on Twitch.
We can plug it at the end.
Right.
Yeah, but if you guys aren't subscribed, I mean, if you watch Twitch at all, you should have Skip on your subscriptions. And if you don't watch Twitch at all, he could be your only reason to get Twitch.
Speaking
You
of
go,
guy, he's still switching. What's up, Brain? So
Who is this person that's on here with you?
I brought him on so we can introduce him. Guys, this is they said his name's Ash on Comics. He has a channel apparently. Just want to pimp him out a little bit.
I don't believe we met. Ash, I'm Eric. How you doing?
Oh my goodness.
All right, number 11. This is how I feel about this book.
Remember when Breen and I used to be friends?
Great concept, but when did Jack Russell become leader of a vampire army and just become a total long-haired, like a hip hobo and
You know
long
what?
beard?
You're right. Ash and I being friends is a great concept. We should get back to that, buddy.
Now this seems like a total money grab.
It was a little money grab, but I mean, I took a chance on it. You know what? Because up at this point, I've been enjoying stuff, but I forgot. They just basically turned Marlene into Hartley's bitch. You know, it's just so stupid. I hate what they've done with the character. I said Doug Minch had the best run, and they should have ended it there. You know,
I'm sad that it's not good, but I get red flags when I see that. It's like they just released the Werewolf by Night show, which I've heard was pretty good.
See,
but this seems like a Marvel just being like, we got to have a comic that comes out at the same time.
Now look, I'm gonna pull over this right here. That's the better one. That's the one you need to read.
Right.
Well, I believe 32.
That's off by a couple $1,000s. But hey, yeah, this one is better.
Yeah. Well, that's issue 33. 32 is the first part, right?
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm reading this, like, oh, cool, we're gonna get a Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell. And Jack Russell, it just seemed like a guy. He's just been like his Rip Van Winkle. He had a huge, long, ZZ Top beard. His hair was like fabulous, so freaking long. He kidnaps basically Moon Knight's daughter because he's gonna because every once in a while the planets align. He's gonna kill I guess Khonshu. That was his whole goal because he's like, I'm tired of being slaves of Khonshu. He owns the moon. Oh, I'm sick of this Lighter's curse. He's using and like he mentions the Darkhold, but doesn't use it at all. It was just kind of pointless, and it just reminded me.
It's almost like the writer didn't know anything, and they're like, "What's the big things about Moon Knight?" Well, let's see. He was introduced in Werewolf by. He's got Khonshu. And I saw the latest Doctor Doom or Doctor Strange movie, and it had that Darkhold thing book in it. Oh yeah, we could throw that all in there. Okay, make a story.
Yeah, like I said, usually he's good. But this was just a cash grab, and
thank you, Maranya. I was just gonna ask that right after, if Ash would be so kind as to give me a 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks, brother.
Anytime.
Was that during Bendis's run? Did he had a daughter with Marlene, or was it before him?
Wait a minute. Even with a sliding time scale, if the daughter was with Marlene, how old is she in the book?
About 14, 15.
Oh, good Lord.
She's not that old. Like,
no, that's like way too old.
She's like 10 or 14, somewhere around there.
And all those times they were together before they both forgot they had a daughter.
Yeah.
See, this is why you guys keep going back to the well. You realize Marvel and DC are Lucy in the football, and you guys are Charlie Brown.
Whoa.
What do you mean by you guys?
Not you. What do you mean, you people?
All right.
There's only 2 other guys on this panel right now. So
I'm just, I should have saved that for when Zach was here.
That's why Zach's not here.
They have some books that they like, and to be fair, the regular Moon Knight title seems to be doing
it.
Well,
right. Yeah, that's the thing. The original Moon Knight title has been fun,
but that's the problem.
But this had nothing to do with that though. This was a completely out of my ass story.
That's my problem. I said it's when Ash and I, when we were boys, Marvel did comics and all of them fit because they took the time to make sure they did. Now it's like, It's like everybody that writes for Marvel or DC now approach a story the way Bob Haney did, but none of them have his talent or imagination.
I just want to point out, when Ash was a boy, you were still a man.
You know where my pixel finger is aimed right now, don't you? Wait a minute. No, I got hell with that.
Breen's not that old.
Well, I was told that he's the one that actually graffitied the
I mean,
Egyptian,
he is technically old enough to be my father.
Breen created hieroglyphics. He was bored one day. So, anyway, my number 10, Scorched, a book not written by or drawn by Todd McFarlane, with Todd McFarlane characters, and it's great. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, isn't this drawn by Brett Booth?
Oh, Steven Segovia.
Oh, didn't he used to draw it? Well, no,
hey,
he's doing the Gunslinger.
Breen, we're not talking about Mad Magazine.
I carry a middle finger for just these.
No, it's just Steven Segovia doing the art on this. Sean Lewis doing the writing.
Yeah, I think Brett Booth's doing the Gunslinger.
Probably. I'm not positive, but yeah. I don't know. Is it even really? I don't think it's going on. Is it
Gunslinger Spawn? Yeah.
Oh, I know King Spawn was going on. Yeah. Oh, I guess.
That's what all the cool kids buy, but you don't get it because it doesn't have chicks in it. So.
Well, why would I? I know. Who wants to stare at dudes all day? That's weird.
Got some dude in a trench coat.
Yes. Anyway, so that's my number 10. Number 9.
Army of Darkness versus Reanimator.
Yeah, I don't know what suit Art is your boy. I don't know he's drawn like a lab mouse, but I guess he's a scientist.
It's so weird to me. I'm really kind of curious about this because it has two things that I really like, which is
look at
Army of Darkness, and I also like H.P. Lovecraft horror. But I just don't.
You see what he did? He put the mouse head on his body.
Okay, I'm very curious to see how they mix the two because to me they don't seem to mix.
It's not the first time. This is actually like the second or third time that
right.
Yeah,
I've avoided it every time.
Yeah. But
I have a morbid curiosity.
It's still a zany humor. This involves time travel, so I think you'll like it. It's got the Deadites. It's got the same humor. Herbert Wesker basically just wants to perfect his serum. That's his goal. So he uses a Necronomicon. So, yeah. So I'm not gonna say any more about that. Just say that check it out. I think you might like it. And then number 8 is it's a book I picked up because I just wanted to get enjoying the story. And then this is Gotham Knights. It's by
Gotham Knights.
Narcissi, I guess Narcissus.
Speaking of money grabs that Venkman can't resist,
and it's actually a pretty damn story. And Tim's not gay in this.
A pretty damn story.
Oh no, they already said Tim's with Bernard in this. And
where do you
the TV shows? There was an article yesterday.
Really? Because they don't make mention whatsoever in the book at all.
Don't worry, when they do,
it's all about Batman. Yes. But once Batman dies, then we'll find out. But overall, I'm gonna be playing the game, so I wanted to get the codes.
Well, yeah, I mean for the codes. Hopefully the game doesn't suck.
That's the thing. It's like playing a game without playing Batman. The only pros of this is playing Gotham Knights is the fact that you can do co-op. That's I've always wanted.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah,
that sounds really cool.
And as far as the Bernard thing, I'm really curious to see that article. Unless you're pulling my leg here.
No, I'm not. But look, there's Tim Drake will not be allowed to be straight in anything else. The best you can ever hope for is that people like Chip Zdarsky just forget to mention it.
Well, that's the thing.
When he writes
as far as this, I have there's no inclination that whether he's straight or gay, whatever, in there. So
well, I didn't even know what Gotham Knights was when I saw it. It says Tim likes Bernard in Gotham Knights.
This is the better book by McKay. I've actually been enjoying this, surprisingly. It's basically her and Stephen Strange taking down remnants, like the corpses zombies possessed. And he'd be teaming up with Wong in the next issue. And
Now,
I guess
she's the boss, right? I mean,
No.
Steven does what she says, right?
no, she bitches and moans, but Steven pretty much is made a deal with death in order to return to life.
Takes it like the 2022 man that he is.
It's something like that.
All right.
This seems very similar to Daredevil, in the sense it's like, hey, let's get
Yeah. Well, he's not.
female
But he's not called.
lover.
But he's not called Doctor Strange in this though.
He
He
why is he
he's-
not called Doctor Strange?
because he's called Steven. And that's why
Clee is Doctor Strange. Jesus,
Yes.
Ash, pay attention.
she's Dr. Clea Strange.
And he's not Doctor Strange.
What-
Right.
what
Even though
it-
he's
No,
even though he's actually a doctor.
he's called. Was this revealed in the last issue? He was the Harvest Man working for Death.
He's
He was hiding.
bitch.
He was hiding his face, his identity from her because he didn't want to break her heart again. Because he died 3 times apparently, but Marvel they killed him all 3 times. Had him brought back to life and killed him. I guess I didn't read that story, but it's brought up in this. So he wanted to save the heartbreak because his whole goal was basically he made the deal with Death. Is like if he's basically get all the escaped prisoners from hell. Kind of sounds like Ghost Rider, doesn't it? A little bit, or a Spawn, or
well, it sounds like Daredevil in the sense that they bring
they're working.
the
They're
main
working together
character's
now.
lover into the story, and then they can both wear the title name and make a book where they're both the hero.
Well, maybe they'll do that later on. But
Ash, you know how
they've
you
done
can
it.
tell them apart? As far as we know, Elektra hasn't banged Ben Franklin yet. Because Clee has.
yes,
Oh, jeez. Well, Elektra has banged quite a few. Well, she's banged Doctor Strange.
But she
Sure.
didn't go back to the 18th century to do it.
Nope.
No, she did it in modern times.
So
Anyways, sorry.
anyway, I've been enjoying this story. Check it out if you
Well,
want
that's
to.
good.
Yeah, and
That's what matters.
so.
Aren't you
All
glad
right.
you brought Statler and Waldorf on, or whatever the hell their names are?
Doesn't matter anymore. I got Breen and Ash. I don't, who cares what their names are? All right, and this is the
make
book.
this one good.
Yeah, this one will piss you off more because this is actually my number 6.
Oh
End of the
my
story.
goodness. It's got a
Yes.
cool cover.
This is
I like the
also
cover
by
quite a
Jim
bit.
McKay. He's trying to. He's
Man, you're
been doing,
just becoming a Jed McKay fanboy.
because at Marvel the bar's so low. You got to find a writer that's actually decent and is not going to give you woke shit all the time.
Wait, is Jed McKay the new Bendis?
I guess so.
How many books has he got? He's got a ton now.
Well, this is his ending. This is only a 5-issue thing.
Wouldn't that make him
Oh.
the new Stephanie Williams?
So basically they defeat the villain in this. So here's some humor, some fun. It's just basically like for those who suffered with Cantwell on Iron Man. This is more a reprieve from that. So and I think Mario will enjoy this one more. It's zany humor. It's Black Cat. Armor. You're getting basically the plot. I don't say this is the plot, but you basically have all of his armors attacking him, like you saw in Iron Man 3. Because I forgot what her name is, but she's basically his ex-girlfriend, who's basically she basically uploaded her personality into a code as a virus, and then she basically wanted to basically kill him now. So, but yeah, quick read, fun, entertaining. So that's why that's usually what I go. I go with the quicker, more fun. There are some I'm not really into the serious books. Now, that being said, I'm not saying the serious books are worse than the more lighthearted ones, because obviously we all have different opinions what we like more. But all right, so number 5. Now you're like, what could be better than that?
That's a tough one. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Well, hold your breath.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen.
Exterminators.
Oh my
2.
goodness.
More zany humor and fun. Like I said with this, I'm enjoying it. It's satire. She knows it. She works with it. The humor. What?
She doesn't know that.
She does know that.
She thinks she's producing a masterpiece.
I'm shocked that this is
And
not
she
your
is
number
pretty-
one book.
She is producing a masterpiece, and this is a masterpiece, but it's not my number 1.
Of course it is.
Wait, what number is this?
This is number 2.
No. What number is this on your list?
Oh, number 5.
This is number 5. So you have 5 masterpieces today?
Yes. I went
Oh
to
my
KFC.
goodness. That's a lot of masterpieces. In 1 week.
You couldn't
Right.
find 5 masterpieces coming out in the same week in today's comic book industry if Leonardo da Vinci was on both payrolls.
Really? Okay, then I guess Brubaker doesn't write good stuff then.
I don't recall Brubaker having anything that came out last week. This
No,
week.
but I'm saying Brubaker, would you say is the best comic book writer of this era right now?
Yes, and if he did 5 books in 1 week, I would say that yes, you have 5 masterpieces, but he didn't, so I'm not going.
Well, even Brubaker doesn't write a masterpiece every time. I mean,
Compared to
really
this, he
like
does.
What?
I like Reckless quite a bit. But those books aren't masterpieces.
They are if it's to scale with everything else coming out.
I guess.
Yes,
I guess,
on this scale, he's like
I'm just gonna
beyond
say it.
masterpiece. But
The other dumb thing. There is one dumb thing I saw.
Whole story in a trench coat.
So there is one thing here I thought was kind of stupid. I mean, the whole book's meant to be stupid, you know.
Succeeds.
Is X-23, which is awesome.
Wolverine. Thank
No,
you.
no,
very
because
much.
no, because Boom Boom. It says, "What the fuck are you wearing?" When she sees her wearing the costume, you know. And like, cause Boom Boom doesn't know that she's the new Wolverine, you know, I guess. But she basically made fun of her for it. Also, Laura loses an arm in this, and which I don't understand because I guess she doesn't have. She said it'll grow back, but doesn't she have adamantium claws?
No. Only actual Wolverine
So
has
why do they draw her claws looking silver-ish?
You mean Logan?
No, I'm just curious. Why do they draw her?
No, I was correcting Ash.
I know, but why do they look?
He was speaking in old comics.
Are those bone claws or are those silver claws? Like, you know.
I think she has adamantium claws, but her skeleton wasn't laced.
Okay. Well, just her forearm, I guess.
No, just the claws.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she
As
loses.
far as I'm aware, I'm not an expert on X-23 by any means.
I don't know.
Dumb character.
She's just a clone. She's not his daughter. If you want to talk about stupid retcons, we'll be talking about Ghost Rider and Satan. That was retconned 5 times.
Yeah, Ghost Rider's a mess.
Not tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night we'll be talking about that wonderful first issue.
Good Ghost Rider.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
So do they like kill rats and stuff in this book?
No, they don't kill rats in this.
They're not exterminators?
No, they basically kill red fans.
They exterminate liquor.
It's like, why are they called the exterminators? It has nothing to do with it.
No.
She's just writing a story.
No, they're actually because they're killing vampires. They have the whole the son of Dracula basically is waged war against.
Dracula has a son now.
Yeah, is it Marvel? Everyone has a son, bro.
That's cool.
But then again, I haven't read anything with Dracula. So in Marvel, so I have no idea who has what. But
Well, he has a daughter that was in continuity.
It's like fan fiction. Somebody has a long lost sister or twin.
No
It's
shit.
a general
Marvel
Marvel's.
is fanfic.
Yes, exactly. So it's basically General Hospital. Anything can
No.
happen, Brain. Yes.
Whoa, those are fighting words.
Don't you be besmirching my stories now.
All right. My next book, I had to get all 3 covers because it's a
3 covers.
yeah. Why would you not? Cover A. Cover B. And then because why not? Sean Gore Murphy, cover C. So very fun book. I'm waiting for the next issue really badly because this is book 6, and it's all going to end the next issue. As it looks like they're only going for 7 issues, I think. If not, I said the big bad climax, the big bad fight is next issue. Of the blights and everything. This is focused on.
Ripped off. There's supposed to be 9 issues, I thought.
Is it? I don't know. I'm just saying it.
The previous 2 were 9 issues.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm just making assumptions. I don't know.
I don't know either. Like I said, but I'm looking at it, and as I was reading it, it's very fun. You get, it's just like every issue, you get a thing from Sean Gordon Murphy in the back of the issue explaining, his art style, why he chose to do this, everything. He likes combining different art styles from over the world into one basically style. He likes to apply because a lot of times they get overlooked. I don't want to spoil anything for you about this, Ash, because I know you haven't read it yet. But I'll just say there are some heartfelt moments in this book, and some action scenes too.
Yeah, Sean does that pretty good.
And Ace the Bat Hound does make an appearance. So, and some awkwardness between Harley and Bruce. So I don't know if you read the last issue, but
it's been wait, did I read the last issue? I got all off track because of the Red Hood.
The last issue is with the daughter.
Jack's daughter. I did because I think I don't think I read the last issue because that Red Hood, that hiatus, like threw me off.
Oh,
I think I only read the issues before Red Hood.
You better pick it up then.
Yeah, I'll pick that up.
All right, number 3, Detective Comics. It's picking up, man. I'm enjoying this more than the previous issues. We're getting to see Batman fight more people. You get to see Ubu, is that his, or is it Obo? I can't remember his name. Ubu is in this. Two-Face is in there too, but it's not the Two-Face I like. It's just Two-Face with a conscience. I don't like it. I like classic Two-Face where he just wants to murder people.
Actually, classic Two-Face is the one with the conscience.
I know, but this one felt more of a wuss. Sorry,
I like different Two-Face because Two-Face has been used way too freaking much, and I'm tired of Batman just whooping his ass over and over, and it's just not interesting anymore. So,
no, I did not spell his last name backwards. Alucard is the backwards name of Dracula.
No, I think he was saying. Never mind.
I know. Sorry, cut you off. But overall, this is a fun story. Obviously, this isn't a scene in the book, but I wish it was. But that's cool. I like. Batman shows up, basically kicks some ass at the docks. I'm not going to say anything more than that.
Well, if you're looking for a scene that happens in the comic book, the last place you want to look is on the cover.
Well, this is in the cover. This isn't part of the book.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Well, he's got an artist cover anyway. He doesn't have the main cover.
Yeah, that wouldn't have it either. But
yeah,
right. No, I'm just saying the artist covers usually have nothing to do with the book.
Yeah, this is the variant cover. The main cover, also has nothing to do with the book either.
Yeah, the artist covers are fine for that, but I wish the regular covers would tell you something.
This is Jim Lee cover. With Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair.
So, nice.
It's one of the reasons I picked it up because I just love that.
Yeah, it is a good looking cover.
This is what I want Batman doing.
Covers quite a bit too.
This is what I expect from Batman. Come crashing through, just kicking the crap out of people.
I think the covers of Detective have tied into the book somewhat.
Somewhat. It depends. Here and there, but not always. But all right. My number 2. And it's a book because I just saw the cover, I had to get up, even though I'm getting the volumes. Firepower. Wow. Ash, you haven't read this either.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Are you caught up though? Did you read the last issue?
I think so.
With the dragon and all that stuff that's been going on, the Masters, but
I can't remember what happened on the last issue, but I'm pretty sure I caught up.
This is the big battle. They all at the end of the day they said they're going to go fight. This is the big battle.
Yeah, it wasn't the last issue. Didn't it leave on a cliffhanger where they were on the airships and they were charging the dragon?
Yeah. So every time I see this book and I see them him doing the fireball, I'm thinking Street Fighter or Dragon Ball Z every single time. This is just wild. And it kind of makes me forget that it's Kirkman sometimes because it just doesn't seem like a Kirkman book. After reading The Walking Dead, some of the other ones, this just seems crazy and crazy fun. And there's only one book.
You mean not like Invincible's crazy?
Invincible's tame compared to this, I'd say.
Really?
Invincible's got gore. This
It
is
does.
just
This is another gore, but Invincible
No.
has like the crazy escalated. You're like, whoa, oh my god, what's going on?
this does too, though. Like I said, as far
That's what I'm
as
saying.
this is more so though. This is
okay.
This is like a family friendly book that goes from like touching family moments to like I'm battling a dragon.
Whoa. I'm glad you added to that sentence. If you'd added on touching family.
Wow, Brain. Tell us more about your traumatized childhood.
My dad he never paid any attention to. Actually,
All right.
we couldn't wake him up after 6. I'm sorry.
All right. Number 1 book of the week. Just have more fun.
Number one.
I've been having fun with this, even though I've been enjoying the other one. Sergeant Rock.
That's your number 1.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is. Like I said, the zombies, the gore, the World War II lingo. It's like I said, I'm just a fan of the Rock, Sergeant Rock, and nice Gary Frank cover. And look who's here! All right, hello, Zach.
Hey, guys.
Wow, I didn't get that kind of welcome. Breen, I feel slighted.
Whoa.
Well, it was more like I was surprised that he showed up.
Are you replacing me with Ash now?
I mean,
I was
just
filling
kidding.
in for you because you're a slacker.
You're a worthy. Wow. Okay, bestie. We're gonna reevaluate our friendship here.
Well, why do you think I was filling in for you? That's what besties do.
You're
so
right.
I gotta ask
You're right.
Frugal. If Frugal's here, holy shit! Sorry, pardon my language, Frugal. What's up, man? Are you talking about he just did a fun book, but the art could be better, dude?
Which one's it? Oh yeah, Sergeant Rock. I have thoughts on that.
Well, we'll get to you when we're done.
Okay, I'm just
So,
saying I have thoughts on it.
I'm just trying to figure out, is Frugal, are you talking about this book or the one previous one? But overall, I do agree the art could be a little bit better here, but I think it adds to like because it's a darker kind of grimy-ish book, you know, with zombies, brains and stuff, and just Ash. I'll just say I want you to read this if you're not reading this, and
I read the first issue, and it was okay, but it was like I can't justify buying more.
It's just fun.
So you have that as your number 1.
That's his number. Wait, that's his number 1
of the week. Yeah, I think Frugal's going to give that something like a 7.32176-4.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to his top bottom comics. See what he's got.
All the books that came out this week, and that's your number 1.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I know he rated that above Firepower.
Can you just have some coffee, Zach? You're getting a little snooty here. Or
He just went on a thing about how unbelievable Firepower was.
Have a Snicker bar. You're starting to sound like Ash.
Wow.
Ow.
You're not you when you're ashy.
But there is one cool book that I saw. I had to get. It's a reprint of an old Dell book. Maybe Brain, you saw this.
Dell book. Oh.
No,
I didn't saw that when it originally came out.
This is the reprint of number 2.
It's funny.
Oh, would that be an age joke at my expense? I never hear those around here. That's because I'm old and deaf. No, we don't think we got that.
Yeah, Alex Toth, late great Alex Toth. This is the Gold Key, number 2.
That's cool.
Interesting. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I figured, Breen, since you kind of work in a comics store, you see all the new comics that come out.
So
I do, but we don't get some of the stuff, and I'm sad to say I do not believe we got that in.
Frugal, if we got Gary Frank on the interior, man, that'd be the only book I'd be buying because it's just great.
Wow, you could have saved a lot of money.
Gary Frank is too busy working with Jeff Johns on Junkyard Joe.
I know, I saw that.
Probably making more money per page than.
And we all know that Gary Frank is slow anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, have you seen his art? It justifies the slowness.
I'll just say this. So as far as Gary Frank goes, I'd rather have him and Jeff Johns and the JSA instead of this other person, Justice Society of America, they're to be doing.
Actually, I don't know if I would want Gary Frank on JSA. I like Gary Frank, but I feel like I like Dale Eaglesham more.
Overall,
Oh,
this
Eaglesham would be amazing.
This is from American Mythology Productions. Look it up. This is a reprint of number 2 for $4. I might go imagine what it goes for if you have the actual book and it's actually still intact.
Wow, they didn't upcharge it. It's only $4.
Nope. Nope, $4. Because that's a reasonable price for books that are worth more than that.
Wow.
For me. Yeah, so that's basically my best books of the week, you know. So since I don't know, Breen, do you got any books at all?
I do.
You got your one book that you're gonna complain about?
No. I've actually got. Well, I've got 4 and a sort of a 5th one.
Wow.
I know you read 2 of them and you didn't like either one of them.
I was about to say the only books I heard Breen talk about, he did not care for.
Okay,
I know.
Well, first one started. Ash, I don't know if you got this or not. Mike from the Comic Crypt of Castle Hills did a video talking about this book called Night of the Ghoul by Scott Snyder and Francisco Francavilla.
Comixology original.
Yeah, so I picked that up. I haven't read it yet, but looked through it and it looks pretty decent. But yeah, so I've got 4 here. Well, one of them's kind of cheating, but all right, let's start with the bottom. This dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. I mean, I've actually liked the last couple of Archie books, and Joe had a story in one a couple issues ago, and I thought, they've been doing pretty well. But this is all, this has all the modern SJW buzzword bullshit, and it was awful. Less said about that, the better.
I'll just say this: I saw Cena Grace on the cover, and I opened it up and I looked, and then I was like, I don't want to waste the money.
I'll be perfectly honest. The one that Joe had the story in, Mags had a story in, and didn't drag the issue down.
That's good.
So I thought, okay, it's one of the 4, and honestly, his was no worse than the rest of them because they were all awful. Okay, next.
It's got a nice cover though.
Yes, it does.
Very nice.
At least you can just pull it. You can just pull it out of your box and leave it in the bag and go, oh, that's really nice looking, and then put it back.
Like I almost got it because I checked out that Salem book last week, so I was like, cool.
Yeah, I think I might just put it back on the shelf and see if we can get money for it again.
Can you do that with my book too?
I said next.
That one.
Creep Show. Bye. Yeah, Dave Lapham, who has all kinds of indie cred from Stray Bullets and other things he's done.
Yep.
I guess he's mailed us in. There's no twists. There's no turns. It's just, I don't know what this is supposed to be. And then speaking of reasons to not buy a book, Erica Henderson is the artist on the second story. It's not any better.
Yikes.
It's like
I thought Creep Show is supposed to have creepy art.
Well, it's also supposed to have. I mean, if you've seen the original movie, there was irony in the stories. They were clever. There's just been none of that. The first issue, it really it took the preview from the next issue to get me interested enough to come back, but that's not one of the 2 stories. So I don't know what the hell that was. Anyway, this is dreadful. Also, so.
I'll say this though: the Erica Henderson art kind of fit the story they were trying to tell. It wasn't that bad. It was a story though. It was bland because it was about an artist or a writer or whatever. He basically created this raccoon character where his nursing is in-living nurse thought he was going to get rich by mugging him for a check. And because he says oh, this guy must be loaded. All the movie deals, they must be paying him money. I'm going back to Chuck Dixon comments. I'm thinking
yeah, but it just it didn't stick the landing or anything else. Now, I haven't read these yet, but I know they're going to be better. Blue Baron.
Nice.
Ooh.
This I don't recognize the writer, but the artist is Ron Friends, and the inkers are Sal Buscema and Joe Rubinstein.
Oh, very cool.
So this is a place for I guess mainstream expats to still get a little work. 64 pages, $4.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, Marvel, DC, it can be done.
I think I've seen one of those in the dollar bins, but
Wow.
not the 64 pages though.
Well, they've all been
Wow.
64 pages.
You can't
so
even
yeah, you
buy
did.
reprints of old Dell comics
Yeah.
for that price.
But
Now, again, these are fun. If you like stuff like the Spider Girl from the M2 universe,
Mhm.
or stuff like Thunder Strikers, basically Tom DeFalco written stories in general, you'll like these comics. They're just fun. And the other one I said I one of the rare Kickstarters that I backed, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter.
Oh. Oh, hello.
Wow.
Wow.
I can see why he got that.
I had no idea that was going to be on the cover or anywhere in the book, but it was. I saw that come up and I said, that name alone, I've got to try. I've got to see what this is. Turns out Mandy Summers is the writer, and
Interesting.
I think I was on a live stream with her once, but I know she's
Tee-hee.
pretty well thought of, and she's better than she's
No,
better than all.
I know, but I'm just saying, isn't that her catchphrase? Like, doesn't she say something like tee-hee?
Oh, I don't know.
I
But
have
I'm
no
saying,
idea.
If the mainstream industry had a lick of sense, she'd be getting the work that Teeny and
Wilkes.
Leah and Danny and Vita and Stephanie.
Well, with Leah, they're not looking at her face. She says something, and they're just staring down the whole
No
time.
one's
It's
looking at No one's looking
Well,
at Mandy Summers' face either.
Well, the problem with Leah Williams is the rest of her's caught up with those. So like I said, the last picture that she posted.
So
didn't really do her any favors.
it's a good story though.
Haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay.
But
You-
it's funny. I posted on Twitter. This popped up because apparently the next volume is being solicited, and I said I just got issue 1 today, and the writer said, "Yeah, so did I." So,
It was just fun because you
What? Wait, what's the art inside look like? You showed the
yes.
cover.
Okay, let me find a.
well, imagine she does the cover, right? Yeah, in the art.
Oh,
Well, no,
okay.
yeah.
Is it all black and white?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mandy Summers writes that Peter Gilmore is the artist. Just got his yesterday.
Okay. All right. So looking at that, and just the description, he's saying he's a vampire. I'm like, so all those women he killed were vampires. He's innocent.
No, he's Vampire Hunter.
It's Vampire Hunter.
Yeah. All the women he killed were actually vampires.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I can't remember. I think it might have to do with the vampires were cutting into his business.
Oh, that's the whole.
So I don't think
yeah, I'm canceled then, I guess.
I don't think he's a good guy per se, but
I don't know. I think I like Venkman's idea better.
I do too. That would be
That'd be a nice twist.
But so here's another couple pages. So
Ooh la la.
it looked pretty good. So I mean, I said
Yeah.
it's
Not bad.
I think this was like $25. So I don't know if
I like that kind of black and white art where it's not just line art. It's got the shading and stuff.
Yeah, it's
I forget what there's a term for it because there's like two kinds of black and white art. There's like just your normal black and white art where it's just they don't color it, and then there's the kind where they do go in and do like the gray tones.
I'm guessing that's it for your brain.
yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Has this been your minute with Eric Breen?
That's our minute with Zach. Good night, guys.
Come on. Oh, that was one joke. Oh, whatever. Okay.
I know.
I got a good stack this week.
Look at that.
Good Lord. I know, right? And most of these were already in my pull box too. So I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was that big of a week.
You are learning to enjoy spending your money.
It's not learning to enjoy spending it. It's just, yeah. So I was really bummed. My shop didn't get that Sarah Lone comic that I talked about the other day.
Either one of them.
Yeah, I'm really bummed about that. All right, I'm going to go from worst to best, or from least enjoyed to most enjoyed. Venkman, I know you probably got this. That this is my my least enjoyed comic
I ripped
this
into
week.
it myself. Go ahead.
Jed McKay. Oh, dude, I love you writing so much most of the time. Okay, I did enjoy parts of this. I did like them bringing back Marlene. I don't like that Moon Knight has a kid with her now. I don't dig that. Is that a thing, or is that something that they just came up with?
No, it's been for the past 20 years.
Okay.
That's why they
20
broke
years?
up.
The kid doesn't look a day over 10.
Hasn't been the last 20 pages.
Okay.
Oh no, they had a kid that's been that way for the past couple runs.
They just
she didn't feel safe with him. She didn't like him. So basically, I think it was during Bendis' run actually that the one before it. The one right before Bendis.
But again, when you're retconning stuff, and Marlene was the woman in his life at the beginning, no mention of ever having a kid, and they throw this in there, and I'm sure with no explanation as to why the kid never came up. Yeah, and like I said, the timeline doesn't add up because I said that. Yeah, I'm sure they're probably these characters are probably late 20s, early 30s at the most.
Like I said, they basically wrote. There was a story. I remember it was about early 2000s. They wrote it that that she was leaving him because she didn't trust him. He was violent, and
but the kid would have had to have already been several years old at that point.
She was pregnant when she left him.
No, that doesn't work because
that's what they did though.
I know, but it's ridiculous.
All right,
you're gonna really run into start running into problems when these kids, all these adult kids running around like Franklin Richards and this, when they start having kids.
Yikes!
And now it's gonna make the original characters into grandparents. So we're gonna have when Damian Wayne has a kid.
Ash, have you seen the way characters are acting in comics these days? There ain't nobody having kids.
Oh, they're popping out kids.
Maybe. The other big gripe I had with this, though, besides that, was the artist. It wasn't the normal artist that they have with and I understand it's an annual. They maybe want to try a different artist, but it just felt really. It wasn't the artist didn't have the same tone for a Moon Knight story that I would want. It was a little bit more, almost Todd Knock-ish, but a little heavier on the inking. I do like Todd Knock, but not on Moon Knight. He just doesn't convey that tone across. Like Moon Knight is like dark and gritty and violent. Like this artist that they got was more cartoony, had a more all ages look to it.
Zach, one question: thoughts on Jack Russell?
I don't like the beard
or the hair.
I don't like the beard. I know he didn't need to have like this big old lumberjack quartering style beard. He didn't
Rip
need
Van
that.
Winkle.
I was actually looking forward to the whole Jack Russell versus Moon Knight thing again, but yeah, I just don't like the way I like that now he's like King of the Wolves. That was kind of cool. Like, okay, apparently he's grown into this role as like King of the Werewolves. I kind of dug that. But yeah, and his whole plot, like wanting to kill Khonshu, I could kind of get behind that because like Khonshu controls the moon, werewolves of the moon. Okay, I kind of dig that, but it just felt like he took a really convoluted turn and made it more complicated than it needed to be, I think. And then, like I said, him bringing Marlene and the kid into it, I just felt you could have just had a book of just Moon Knight fighting Jack, and it would have been awesome. You didn't need to throw all this extra drama into it. But
Frugal, what do you mean by 7.2? Is it your grade out of 10? 7.2 stars? I'm not sure what you mean here.
Frugal's got the specifics. And he's also being more generous than me. All right, next on the list. And this is why I was so shocked it was your number one. Look, it's still written, so there's not really, I don't know. It opened up really cool, actually. I really did like the way it opened up with like the Nazi zombies. They're like in a bar, and they're just like drinking and shooting each other for fun.
Ash hasn't read it yet, though, so we gotta be careful.
God. Okay.
But Ash is gonna read it anyway, so.
Ash, forget I said anything.
If you want to spoil it, go ahead. I may or may not borrow Venkman's copies to read it.
Okay.
I didn't hate the first issue, but it was so just average to me, and I'm like, for a $5 comic, I don't want average.
So, okay. So the first issue I felt was a very expositionary setup issue. That was more interesting to read though than this one. Like this one just felt like a very by the numbers. Like there was no plot. There was no, well, I guess there was a plot. Like they're trying to find Hitler, but it's like it's Sergeant Rock and his team, and it's just them kind of going from Nazi zombie to Nazi zombie, and like, okay, we're gonna stake out this warehouse, we're gonna steal this truck, and it was just like a very procedural type deal. Like there was no
when they got the truck, they expect the zombies to be in there coming out, and then some cool
stuff. There was some cool stuff. The art, I didn't really care for the art. I think I could see where it kind of fits with the tone of the book, but overall I was very underwhelmed with it. Actually, I was expecting a little bit more.
I would say worse art than this is Zombie Tramp art. This is more like not the best art, but enough where you can see what's going on with the story, and to me it worked for me.
Yeah. All right, next one I
agree it should be like a $2.99 story though.
All right, next book I have, I got DC Mech. This is number 4 out of 6. This one, it was an interesting issue. It was more of there's a few things that happened in this one. You find out about Wally and how Wally ended up being a mech pilot. Apparently Barry Allen was a mech pilot who sacrificed himself for the world, fighting a Brother Eye satellite. So that's what encouraged Wally to become one.
Of course, Brother Eye would be in this because he's a cybernetic threat. Created by Batman.
Then Batman, you find out Batman became a mech pilot because Luthor orchestrated this AI attack that got his parents killed. So it's a complete, it's a retelling. So it's not a nameless bad guy or Joe Chill that kills his parents. It's Luthor orchestrating. Yeah, pretty much Gundam killing the Wayne parents. But no, overall, still an interesting story though. They had it where Clark Kent kind of got cast out from the little Justice League mech squadron because he was acting rashly and not following Batman's orders. So he ended up crashing in Smallville, and the Kents found him, took care of him, and sent him back on his way. So yeah, still a good little story though. Parademons and everything showing up at the end, so it's going to get really fun probably in the next few issues.
Zach, I got to ask you a question.
Sure.
If DC Mech ever crossed over with Jurassic League, would you be able to retire? Would you be able to retire from comics after that?
No, because there wouldn't be cheesecake.
No,
that's the thing. Okay, so you would need DC Mech, Jurassic League, DC Bombshells. That's the thing. You would need the 3-way crossover between them.
So,
but then after that, I mean, that's just a bar of satisfaction. I don't think any comic would you want
the dinosaur Jurassic League? They have their own Zoids they control.
No, I would want them to become like supersized, like get like what is it the Atom uses to shrink himself? I want have them like have the Jurassic League eat Colossal Boy. Then they could harvest his growing power. Then they become like these giant Jurassic kaijus, and then the DC Mech and the DC Bombshells have to fight them. Anyway, you're gonna send my mind off. I'm gonna have to write fan fiction.
You could just read Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
I could
with Nazis, dinosaurs, and
or Shanna the She-Devil with Frank Cho. But anyway, getting off into the weeds.
Frank Cho's Jungle Girl.
Nuh-uh. Frank Cho did Shanna the She-Devil too for Marvel. It was like a Marvel Knights miniseries.
Jungle Girl for Dynamite's better.
Why not have both? Anyway, Scorched. We got some image on here, so I got this. I love this cover too. We got like She Spawn and Medieval Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn against all these little symbiotes. Actually, they call them symbiotes in the book too. I was like, Todd McFarlane, are you allowed to use that word? No,
he's
really
been using symbiote since the beginning.
Yeah. So this was actually a cool story. I like this. So in what was it, issue number 10, I think, Spawn, like regular Spawn, took Soul Crusher, who was one of the members of the team, and put him in like this void, this like separate void to like keep him there and like keep him basically like test him to see if he could handle being on the team. And so now Soul Crusher's in this little void with Medieval Spawn, and the two of them have to fight against like this ongoing horde of demons. It's really a cool little book here.
A lot of
So I have a
green.
question for you and RDV. Why do neither of you get Gunslinger Spawn?
I like the team books.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the same answer I gave when people are like, "Why
I'm
don't you like
not-
Power
I'm-
Man?" I
I'm
like
not
the
a
team
Spawn
books.
person, but the team book has actually been the opposite of the Spawn books. Gunslinger, it's just I don't want Western and I don't want Venom in as a cowboy with the 6-shooter. Yeah.
See, now you say that, and I have been getting into Western stuff recently, or like getting back into Western stuff recently, especially like if it's like supernatural Western stuff. So I may start getting into Gunslinger pretty soon here.
I mean, I don't get any of them, so I'm not trying to-
I always see covers and trades of it at my LCS, so I may start digging into Gunslinger.
If I want supernatural and like westerns, I'll just watch Vampires with James Wood kicking ass. Gets Terry Silver.
Okay.
Check it out on
Well, I
Extreme Movie
mean,
Show.
you can throw those excuses off any. I mean,
No,
any
for me,
book.
it just story just felt boring to me. That's
Okay.
why I just didn't go back to it. But I've been enjoying. I normally wouldn't pick up a Spawn book, but they said that this has been like a Avengers Spawn, which is the totally different tone than you usually get with the main Spawn book. He makes Batman seem more happy.
I'm just curious because the Gunslinger Spawn seems to be the main one of all the books. It's written by Todd himself, and the art has been consistently Brett Booth. So
I own the first one. I just never went back and got it. I just didn't. The story.
I'm not trying. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell anyone on it because I don't buy it myself.
Yeah,
I was just curious because you both get the Scorched, so you both have some interest in Spawn. I don't get Gunslinger just because I gave up Spawn altogether. It's too sacrilegious to me. I guess I'll just put it that way. But I'm just a curiosity question, not a judgment question. That's all.
No, like I said, I bought the first issue. I even bought the first issue or 2 issues of King Spawn, and I tried them. I just did not care for the writing. Like I said, Sean Lewis has been writing this. This is more like a campy, humorous like Spawn book. With some I guess I love the medieval aspect. You could get medieval Spawn here too. It adds it, especially the last couple of issues. It's basically the Wild Bunch. I would say they all don't trust each other. They know that someone's a traitor, someone's a mole, so they're forced together to work together. Gunslinger Spawn is actually written better in this than he is in his own book. It's me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like you said about Western, but I was just reminded that Gunslinger Spawn's actually not in the West. He's in the present day. But
but he's basically like if you brought like an old Western, like a crappy version of what's his name from DC, the one he had the movie with the face torn up.
Jonah Hex.
Like he's a watered down like kind of like Jonah Hex, but more like juvenile in a sense. So I just didn't care for that personality. But like in this book, I love how people just rip into him. They just basically put him in his place. He's angry. He's basically like he wants to be the leader of the team, but nobody cares for him. He said all these different personalities clashing, and it's just basically like the worst group, like kind of like the losers in a sense. They're the misfits, and they're forced to work together and work for Spawn, who basically is leading the team, but they haven't seen him forever. And when he does show up, he pretty much just starts bossing around, and they hate that. So overall, it's been fun. This book's also had giant sentinels, like the X-Men. Remember that, Zach? You've been reading it.
Yeah. I would like to talk more about it if if I could keep going.
No, you can't. I'm the host. Sorry.
I mean, I know I was gone for the first 30 minutes or so, but
Wow, sorry for asking some questions for.
Wow, yeah. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry that you're all upset.
I'm not mocking. I'm not upset. No, I'm not making fun of the questions.
Clearly
Ash.
you
Just
are.
teasing RDV because I feel like Breen, like I'm on the big picture here, and I'm not doing any talking, so I'm just like, hope nobody mind's just staring at me.
No, but we do that. We do that for Breen because Breen's prettier.
Breen is prettier. That's true. In fact, I've got a cover here that it looks like he's on.
Right.
I'll show y'all when I get to it. I am in the top 5. My top 5 books. In fact, y'all.
It's spicy.
Twin! Oh, good. I was feeling a little awkward there, Twin. Thank you. Thank you for that encouragement there. Oh, that's weird. The way the pepper looks different on StreamYard versus YouTube. On YouTube, it's like a ghost pepper, and then on StreamYard, it's like a little prune pepper.
It's a black pepper on StreamYard.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, Twin, this is for you too, and RDV will appreciate this. Number 5.
Hey!
Exterminator's number 2.
That was my number 5 too. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ash,
Bring it on.
Breen,
Bring it on
again. Repeat
Do
what
it.
you said before.
Never has a title needed one so desperately because it's spreading.
I mean, look, I thought it was a fun little issue. I just found out today it's a mini series. It's only going to be 5 issues.
Shocking.
So I'm going to enjoy it.
Wait. You didn't think that when you got into it?
Look, I know how it is with Marvel and these modern comic series. You know, they start out as ongoings and then they end up being miniseries.
Hickman's X-Men only lasted what, like 19 issues?
What, Hoxpox?
No, the X-Men.
What do you mean Hickman's X-Men?
The X-Men.
Oh, okay.
That they gave to Hickman, number 1. Ooh,
Yeah.
X-Men. They can't even have X-Men run 20 issues. They're not going to have exterminators. Every side book, the Marauders, I can't even remember all the names of these books anymore.
X-Force
but they last like less than 12 issues.
I know. Why do they have so many X-Men? Why are the X books like Batman books for Marvel? It doesn't make sense.
Currently, X-Force is on issue 20 or 21. I can't, somewhere out there.
Oh yeah, that one's still going for some crate.
X-Force. Wait, that's X-Force.
Benjamin Percy just out there just churning out books. But every other title, the Marauders, the Excalibur, the Fallen Angels, what was that one? The Children of the Atom.
Children of the Atom has been one. Hellions has been one.
Yeah, wasn't there like X Sword X or something? X of
Swords was one of the events they did. Yeah.
No, but there was another. Wasn't there one just called Sword?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Al Ewing book.
Yeah. My favorite scene. So they do like this flash forward ahead where it's like the 4 girls are being put on trial in Krakoa for starting a war with the Vampire Nation, and they're standing there, and like Jubilee is in a Sailor Moon outfit and Dazzler's in a cheerleader outfit, and Boom Boom is wearing like this cute killer clown outfit. I was like, what on earth? I have questions, but I don't mind the cheesecake. Really fun issue. They brought in the vampire that turned Jubilee in the first place, so that was a neat little, I guess, cameo or Easter egg. Yep. Oh, nice. Wait, is that a Mark Brooks cover? It looks like Mark Brooks. I don't care for the guy, but he does do pretty covers. But anyway, fun issue. You know, if you want a little laugh, you want cheesecake, it's worth it. All right, now we're gonna get into the stuff, the quality stuff, the good stuff, the fine wine. We start off with, I got Detective Comics here. This is issue number 1065.
Is it really?
Ram V and Raphael Albuquerque. I really dug this issue. It had less of that gothic feeling that the previous ones have had, but I liked it actually. I still ended up enjoying it. It had a lot of those like crime and suspense story moments. We see Batman fighting this thug wearing this creepy mask. Really cool action scene. You know,
a dog versus a wolf.
The dog versus the wolf. Two-Face is starting to be more like bad guy again. That was really cool. Jim Gordon is back on the scene. He's back in Gotham. Apparently, he started a private eye business with Harvey Bullock too, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I'm not digging that.
Really?
Because they want to have them do that. At least make Montoya don't do the woke thing. Actually, make her like written like she originally was, like during the Kelly Puckett series. So when she first started created, she was a great character, but she's been so watered down. She's just like every other person. She'll be there and then be gone the next day.
Well, I mean, Renee Montoya is hardly the focus of the story, too. So
I know, but I'm just saying the whole detective thing. I don't.
So the coolest scene though. So there's this scene where Batman's in the water with an enemy, and he's got to electrocute them. But because he's in the water, he's like, I could electrocute myself. And just the whole fallout from that. There was some cool Gothic-y moments, but not as much as previously, which, like I said, I'm okay with. I like this. Some cool stuff driving the plot forward.
Supernatural in this book too.
Some supernatural, yeah. Some stuff with that scene I was just referring to, where in the water, some really creepy stuff.
What I've been enjoying about this book is the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I think the atmosphere is really making it like you. It's really, I don't want to say engrossing, but he really makes the atmosphere stand out. A lot of books, like the writers don't think about it. They just think either about the plot or the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I really kind of like feel this book.
This actually fits the title, Detective Comics. It feels like a detective story.
Yeah.
You got your kind of like your slow where he's kind of learning stuff, figuring stuff out, and then there's the giant explosion from out of nowhere, and he's fighting. It's like it's crazy. I love it.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff in there.
If you love the animated series, this is the same feeling.
Yeah, maybe. All right, top 3. We got Batman Beyond the White Knight.
Yeah, boy.
Book 6. This is probably my favorite issue so far, actually.
This was not on your top 5 anticipated books.
This was not on my top 5. Purposefully kept it off because I knew Venkman was going to talk about it. I've been trying to limit the crossover that we have.
Hashtag fake lists.
He doesn't want to cross the stream.
I'm trying to keep the books fresh. I'm trying to keep some fresh books. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, this was really cool. The stuff with Jack and Batman's head. There's some fallout from that from the last issue, because the last issue Jack takes over Bruce's body and is acting as Bruce. So we get to see some ramifications of that.
Plug your ears, Ash.
I'm not saying anything.
He didn't read last issue, apparently.
Oh, he didn't?
Boy, you got that right.
Oh, Ash. I thought that you had at least read the last issue.
No, I didn't. I thought I did. I didn't hear you, though. I was working.
Okay. All right.
Triggle hashtag fakeless.
Hashtag
anyway,
fakeless.
So look, the cover, I'm not going to say anything else about the inside of this book, except if you look at the cover, it kind of gives you actually, no, the cover is kind of misleading.
It is, yeah, because he's
all
not
good comic covers should be.
Exactly. It should keep you on your toes. I do love this cover, though.
It should be like a comic cover should be like a movie trailer. I'll give you enough to feel like I kind of know what the movie's about, but it should be cut in a way to where it's not exactly what you think.
Obviously, you're gonna have Red Hood and Dick, or not Red Hood, but you're gonna have Jason and Dick clashing a little bit in this book issue. It's a little teaser. But I gotta say, I love when Gordon, not Jim Gordon, but
Barbara Gordon.
No, Sean Gordon Murphy.
Oh, that
when he draws the grappling gun and firing, I just love that. That's cool.
No, so my favorite part of this book continues to be the way he does the shadows. And I thought, I thought after the first or second issue, I thought I would get tired of it because, okay, it's the same couple of characters. I know there's going to be the Batman shadow or the Harley Quinn, yada yada yada. No, he continues to surprise me and continues to awe me. And so, he does this thing with the shadows, and Venkman knows this is towards the end of the issue, and it's just it's someone whose shadow I don't think we'd seen before, actually. And when I see it, I'm just like, get that cover away. No, Starfire only, not Barbara Gordon. But yeah, fantastic issue. Probably my favorite of the White Knight issues yet. All right. Top 2. Eric Breen. I don't know why, but this reminded me of you when I picked it up at the store the other day. No, it's Action Comics. This is number 1048. Actually, I'm really liking this. I'm kind of kicking myself for not reading Philip Kennedy Johnson earlier. This has been really cool. So the story is called Kal-El Returns. This is him coming back to Earth from Warworld. And apparently he's brought a bunch of Warworld refugees with him. People and aliens that don't have a home to go back to. Maybe their home was destroyed, or maybe they're just lost and don't know how to get home. So Superman's brought them all with them to Earth, which ticks off some people like Lex Luthor, who's trying to recruit Metallo. He's given John Corbin like a new metal body, and John's trying to not fall under Luthor's sway, but he's not going to hold out for very long, obviously. They are also, DC is trying to recapture the magic of Superman and Lois having kids again, because obviously John Kent is aged up now. By the way, John Kent, not in this book. So, and I didn't feel like I really missed anything by not reading Superman, Son of Kal-El. So if you read the solicit that says story continued from Tom Taylor's Son of Kal-El, I didn't feel like I missed anything. So take that for what you will. But yeah, Superman and Lois, they now have these 2 adopted kids that they that Clark brought back from Warworld. And so they kind of adopted these 2 little kids into their family. So DC is trying to bring back the magic of the Kents having like little kids in the family again. I think it works out really well in this issue. Like Lois takes them to the Metropolis Zoo. They meet Bibbo Bobowski, which is really fun. There's Bibbo trying, because these kids, they're shy, they don't know a whole lot, so he's trying to like befriend them. It's really, really heartwarming stuff. Then you find who is it? Orion and Calabec end up showing up because they're convinced that one of these 2 kids is like this prophesied dark messiah figure. And so they're trying to take this kid back. And Bibbo is trying to stand up for him. And he tries to swing a punch at Orion. And it's really funny because Superman shows up right at the last minute and heat blast Orion right as Bibbo throws the punch. So he's like right outside of Bibbo's punch, but he's like, "Oh, did I punch him back like that?" But he didn't. It was really Superman. So it was kind of a fun little moment. But yeah, really, really cool. I'm digging it. I know I'm not a huge fan of the Randy Quaid looking cover either. Not on the last issue. This one I don't see the Randy Quaid too much. He kind of reminds me of that shark hunter from Jaws a little bit more. Like if he had shaved his face.
Randy Quaid. I think you insinuated that Breen reminds you of Andy Quaid.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
If the boot, look, Randy Quaid had a great role in Independence Day.
Okay? I think you're trying to say Breen is like Cousin Eddie.
You know what? That's a good cover, but
Cousin Eddie.
Again, it's what happened to his Herculean physique. There are wrinkles in the freaking suit.
Well, I think I think it's meant to be like a partial homage to the George Reeves Superman. Because
I guess, but
maybe, I mean,
because anyone buying Superman today cares about the George Reeves Superman.
Oh, look, I'm with you. I agree with you.
Look, if it's a tribute, then fine. But you go back to what's his physique look like inside the book now? Because I know they've been toning down the muscles on all the male characters.
He didn't.
Females.
He didn't. He didn't look. He didn't look abnormal. Like, let me see.
Does he look corn-fed?
There he is, right there.
Corn-fed. That's not bad. I don't like the new costume.
That's from a distance, but I mean, yeah. I mean, look, there he is, right there. He still looks the same. He's got the red trunks, so I mean,
I'm really kind of perplexed about this whole giving Lois and Clark like new kids type thing. Like, dude, DC, can you quit digging the hole, please? Like when Bendis screwed up John Kent, not too far back, like you should have reversed course right then. But they were like, nope, full steam ahead. Now let's make him gay. Now it's just like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna fix it? No. Now we're gonna give the Clark and Lois 2 new kids, and you're like, oh, jeez.
Or as well, think of as 2 future Antifa members, like their stepbrother.
It's just, and then what? They're gonna get aged up, and then oh no, now they're lesbians, and I
guess I'm waiting for the third West kid to be born.
The third West kid.
Yep.
Yeah, he's talking about a book that we don't have this week.
Yeah.
No, I mean I've liked it though. So, but
right.
yeah, I can understand where you're coming from though. I am waiting for like this is the Action Comics cover that I'm waiting for. The Dan.
I like Superman being the last son of Krypton, not Grandpa Kent amongst a huge family of Kryptonians.
Hey, Skip.
Yo, what's up, Skip? Justice Twin Society. I dig it. I dig it.
Skip, you got some books you want to show off?
I got one left. And Skip, it's good that you're here. You're just in time because I know that you're going to love this one.
I know you're going to dig this. Cue the banjo, Breen.
Excuse me as I whip this out. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
Number 1 book, as it is every week when one of these comes out. Firepower.
Fire!
4. Now, I am upset at my LCS because they did not give me the Kim Jong-gi cover like I had been requesting.
I'm sorry for you.
So I had to
cover.
I got the good cover. I got the anime fight cover that I really dig. But yeah, I gotta track down.
You didn't like this one?
I don't like that one.
I don't care for that one.
It's cool.
No, this is the one, man. This is the one. This is the Neo of Firepower covers.
That's
like
you said, that is a Stay Puft Marshmallow behind there.
No, it is not. This is the dragon.
Look at the eyes.
It is a Stay Puft.
Whatever. Okay. Did you read this, Vickman?
RDV ruins everything.
What do you think I have right here, bro?
That was a show, wasn't it, Ash?
All right. So I'm gonna stay away from spoilers, but wow. This did not end the way that I thought it was going to. Safe to say, I think we are going to continue to get more Firepower issues in the future. This is not a final issue by any means. It ends on a big cliffhanger. Like you're just kind of like, it kind of shocked me when I read
That's
it.
the way Kirkman does it.
Holy smokes!
He never takes you where you think you're going to go.
Yeah. The whole issue, I mean, there's some great fight scenes, action scenes, some really awesome stuff. But yeah, the way this whole conflict resolves itself, so-called, did not see coming at all. And I'm kind of glad because I was thinking in my brain, like, how can everything work itself out in one issue if it's the finale? And I couldn't think of how. And of course, I'm not a genius writer like Kirkman is, but I couldn't see how it would be done. So seeing how he handled this issue and like what's going to have to come up in the next batch, the next story arc is, I'm looking forward to it. It looks really awesome.
I can't help it. Sorry.
Breen, mute your mic.
It's a cloud monster.
So yeah, Firepower, fantastic issue. Didn't get to read the RC Coda stuff in the back like I normally do. I was really crunching for time this week. I just got to read all these comics today, I was speed reading through some of them. So I didn't get to read the RC Coda stuff yet, but that's always a fun thing to read as well. So yeah, if you pick these up, definitely treat yourself to the back. With the little Q&A thing that they do, and the little extra writing that Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney do, it's definitely a treat as well, just as much as the main story, I think.
Hey Zach, I'm gonna take off here in a second, but Skip.
Hey there.
Hey, it occurred to me that I haven't talked to you in several weeks, and I realize I'm taking a chance by doing this, but just in case we don't talk for several more, I'd like to congratulate the Kings on their first victory of the season.
I know where you're going with this, sir. Okay, I know where you're going with this, and that victory is in the future.
And if
All
it
right.
hasn't happened in this couple weeks where we don't speak, then I'll apologize. But if it does, just remember that I said it.
Dirty play, old man. Dirty play. But par for the course for Eric Breen.
Another year, another 0-3. I'm just looking down here. I mean, I said, could be worse. You could be the Lakers.
Yeah, we could be the Lakers. I'm glad I'm not the Lakers. But hey, I'll take it. If you count preseason, we're actually 4-3. So
Skip. What you say is it could be worse. They could be the Reds.
see, I didn't want to. I tried to keep my punches above the belt.
Oh,
You know?
oh,
Yeah, but the
That's
difference
just me.
between me as a Reds fan and Skip as a Kings fan is Skip begins each season with unbridled optimism. I begin each season completely defeated, so I'm not disappointed.
that sounds like most Cowboys fans I know.
Hey, you sound like
They're
me going.
5-2.
Yeah,
So-
they're not doing too bad actually.
I just gotta say, Brain, that's me going into rating Marvel.
I'm saying it, yeah, I'm looking up and down the thing here, and in a conference mired in what appears to be mediocrity, the Kings have still managed to race to the bottom.
You know what? Well, we have company. We're down there with LeBron, so I'm not going to be too beat up about it. I'm actually turning on the game right now.
I was gonna say he's pulling a Brain. He's got a T right next to him.
Oh, so number 4's in the offing tonight.
Number 4.
Well, yeah, you said you just turn on the Kings, or you turn on the Lakers.
I'm turning on the Kings.
Yeah, so the quest for number 4.
The
Or
quest
for
the
number
que-
1, depending on your. Yeah.
the quest for number 4, baby. The quest for number 4. We'll be 4-4. We'll be 500.
Sure, they will, Lil Skipper.
I'm just gonna say it's all
There is
about this
always
guy.
hope. That's all I got to say. That's an Easter egg for our stream later. There is always hope.
Hey,
It doesn't matter if you win or lose. It depends on how much money you spend on tickets.
There you go, RDV. RDV with the real sage knowledge over here.
So the tickets must be cheaper than if they lose all the time, right?
Hey, baby. Last time I went to the game during preseason, I paid. Oh, actually, well, yeah. Well, the first game of the season, I went for free. But yeah, last time I paid for a ticket, it was $9.
See,
Whoa.
that was the Brewers games. Are like $7, just for like the top seats. And I was like, I don't care. I'll probably if they hit a home run, I'll catch the ball,
Apparently,
There you go, and then you
your
can sell
GM
it and make your money back.
right? All right. So Skip, you got some books for us tonight?
I got a few. Yeah.
All right.
I got
You know what, guys? I'm going to take off. I will be in chat to see what Skip has, and good luck tonight, Skip. I mean that in all sincerity.
I appreciate.
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna take off too because I gotta finish up some work, and I will see you guys on the Skip stream later on.
I had a book. I had a book for both of you guys, but I guess you'll just have to.
All right,
comment
All right,
and-
I'll stick around for the book.
No. I've got quite a few books till I get there. Go ahead and take off.
Oh, geez, see, like,
not
all right.
me. Okay.
all right, I'll see you guys.
All right.
Later.
See you, Ash.
Later.
All righty, and now that it's just us here, I think
Now there'll be no
we're alone
judgment.
now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Well, as I said before, I'm just glad that Wardlow and whatever his name is, the other guy from the Muppets, the guys at balcony there finally left the building.
Is this Stanton?
Oh, yeah, I think it is Stanton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two the old
Excellent now.
grumpy critic dudes. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna start off with
You're welcome, Ash.
a book that we talked about not too long ago because I met the artist because he's a friend of a friend.
My God, I am so green with envy that you were able to find that. That
well,
is awesome.
for $1 too, but don't be too green because I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, dude. Oh, my twin. Don't tell me things like that. You're going to get my. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Oh,
Truth, man. Yeah, this is on its way with you. Also, you said you couldn't find that Something Alone book. Well, there is like a bunch of them at the shop out here. So,
Okay.
if you want, just shoot me the money for it, and I'll buy it, and I'll ship
yeah.
it.
Dude, man, thank you so much, though, dude. That's awesome.
What are twins for?
That's true. That's true.
Ash is my Statler, or is Breen Wardlow?
Ash is the one with the round head, and then Breen is the one with the Jay Leno chin.
There we go.
Yeah.
This is a book that I've already read, but I got today because I've collected almost all of the variants, and I just didn't have the trade paperback. But this is The Electric Sublime by W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo. This is their first project that they did before they started The Ice Cream Man. So,
oh wow!
This is it, and it's actually being republished through Image this time instead of IDW, which this one is, and they're retitling it. So if you see any of these, they're not a bad thing to grab, especially if it's not that much money, because it's about to be coming out again, and then the price of these will probably go up a little bit.
Now, for every book that you buy that you enjoy, you get every single variant, right?
No, not that I enjoy, because I enjoy a lot of books, but if I love it, if I love it,
That's what I mean, yeah.
then I'll get. It's rare that I'll get all the variants, but I'll probably get most of them, especially if it's ones that I like. But W. Maxwell Prince tends to get really good variants from good artists. So there's one from Christian Ward. It's Christian Ward. That's an easy variant to be down to grab. And then there's another one that I'm missing from Namit Malavia. So those two I'm going to grab. But there's a few others that I'm not going to grab from there.
Well, East to West, and you grab every single variant.
Well, that's East to West. It's my favorite series of all time. Yeah, I have almost every variant except for 3, and the main one is over $500.
3 kids walk into a bar. There was
Bank.
Or Bank, sorry, Banks.
Yeah. That one didn't have a lot of variants, but the variants were pretty dope.
There was another one too, though. You had got. I remember it was the one with the band, the haunted house.
Homesick Pilots. But the same thing. It's Dan Waters and Casper Wynyard. They get super dope variants from Danny and Tula Lote and what's his name? Martin Simons. We're talking about some of my favorite variant cover artists anyway. So even Sweeney Boo, I grabbed the Sweeney Boo one. This is a story that we all read not too long ago on the stream.
Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly. So another W. Maxwell Prince book, but this time this is the In-Hyuk Lee variant that they had for the book. So
that looks just mint.
Yeah, it's in really good condition. And since the book wasn't popular, it's really easy to find these.
I'm trying to remember. Was that 2012 or how old was that? That's got to be an older.
Oh no. That's I think. Yeah. That's got to be
15?
Maybe 2018.
Okay. Oh yeah. Actually, I think you are right.
At the earliest, because W. Maxwell Prince, I don't think he was really on anybody's radar till Ice Cream Man came out, and that was 2018.
Either way, it's approaching 10 soon.
It is. So here's 2 books, because Breen was talking about David Lapham earlier, and I wanted to show him that I started collecting the Stray Bullets floppies because I've been able to find them. So that's one of the books that I was going to share with Breen. So there you go, Eric Breen, if you're watching. I'm grabbing me some Stray Bullets by David Lapham. I came into David Lapham later. I came into him through the Bad Idea Comics stories that he had began to do. So there's that. This was from last week, but I got this variant this week. This is Aquaman Andromeda.
Nice.
Talking about Christian Ward. This isn't a Christian Ward cover, but he does the interiors, but Ram V is the writer. I really like how this series wrapped up. And this variant is kind of crazy looking.
I'll just say this on the David Lapham. Avoid this book.
Yep, got no plans on getting it.
What was a letdown? Because like I said, guy with 100 bullets, man. I just don't know. He just put his name on there, and that's it. That's what it seemed like. It didn't seem like it's his kind of style. So
no idea it says creep show, but yeah. I'm not creeping on it. Mind Management, Polybag, another book that had come out before, but my copy of the Polybag version didn't come in until most recently. And for someone who hadn't read a lot of the original Mind Management, like series been a little up and down for me, but this issue I really liked. I like the art from David Rubin, and it's Matt Kent, so it's gonna be all meta and weird and stuff. So I'm into it.
Nice.
This is
I'm just glad it has all the E's on it.
All the E's.
Unlike Berserker.
Oh, well, no, it has no E's. Well, there's one E for bootleg, but that's it.
Yeah.
Agent of World. So this is a book from Denise Camp, and for Ash, it's Stippen. Oh, actually, no, that's for a book later, and he might already know that. The artist name is Bradikin. Like, all I gotta say is Dennis Camp is an up and coming writer. You're gonna know his name more because he's super talented. He went from like having no books out to having 3 like immediately. Agent of the World, though, this book is freaking crazy. It's nuts, and to me, it's not my favorite of his, but it's his best in my personal opinion. And this story was wild because you read it and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Maybe you're trying to piece it together, and then you get to the end and you realize why it didn't make sense. And then you read it again the proper way, and then it makes all the sense. It's a very good book. All right. Another one for Ash. Actually, Ash and Breen. There's going to be a theme here. This is a book.
I don't get this book. I don't get it.
Twin, I'm gonna help you get it.
Okay.
It's Exterminators, but
okay.
more self-aware, even more self-aware.
Okay, that helps.
That's this book, and even a little bit more raunchy.
Oh, okay, all right,
a little bit, but less cheesecake. Like, well, not cheesecake in the way. This is like
this is store-bought cheesecake. This isn't homemade.
This is like cookie crumble.
Oh, okay, all right.
Ash, now I'm actually going to taunt Ash because he's in the comments. Ash, I'm really going to taunt you. This is the copy that I said I could buy for you if you wanted, and you're like, nah. And I was like, okay, cool. I respect why you said no. I went back and it was still there, and I was like, well, I don't have a variant. So I bought it, and I was like, oh, I got the variant. And then I was like, you know what? I really could send it to Ash because I know he would really get a kick out of this book. And then I remembered you haven't read most of the books that I already sent you. Oh. And I realized this one's going to stay in the collection. Hey, let me and Zach know when you finally read Tankers, because you'll like it and you'll understand, and you won't judge Zach so harshly for Jurassic League after you read Tankers.
That's right. Or any of the mech books, I feel.
Right. Breen said, so it's like Exterminators, only it's good. It's like Exterminators, only you would like it better because it takes itself that much less seriously.
One more book.
Oh, you got okay. You hang on to that. Okay, so now let's get into the books that came out for this week and that I read for this week. I got Damn Them All by Simon Spurrier. I didn't really get this book because I wanted to read it. I got it because there's a Danny cover, and I love Danny because Danny's thebomb.com in my personal opinion. And it was a Danny foil, so I grabbed it. I read it, and it was ultimately. Oh, you read Tankers, Ash? You didn't say anything. Okay, cool. Now read ENIAC. And read dang it, what's his name? Pizza Detective? Hank Howard. Is it Hank Howard? I think it's Hank Howard, Pizza Detective. Read that. Come back and talk to me.
I love how Skip is like my mom. Oh, you did this assignment? Here's 2 more. Boom, boom. Take it.
Yeah. Hey, I gave you more than one, but it's good. It's nice to know that you did one on the list. This book ended up, man, I wanted to like it, but I ended up not even finishing reading it because it gets really stale really quick. It's like a Guy Ritchie book, but like all the parts that are supposed to be action that should be fun, just like doesn't focus on making them fun or like awe-inspiring. So unfortunately, Simon Spurrier continues to keep his kind of boring tag that most people give him. He's not a bad writer, just kind of boring. Charlie Adler, though, for RDV, because that's his dude from Walking Dead and all that stuff. Art was the best part of the book, and I'm not a big Adler fan.
I didn't read it, but I saw someone's review saying it's kind of like he was trying to continue his Constantine run, but having like a Gemma Masterson character is supposed to be like in this book or something like that. But it's not her. But it's like a copy. People could tell if you read the other. So I don't know. Like I said, I saw. I was questionable Simon Spurrier. I was like, oh, it's got Charlie Adler art, and it's a full cover. But I'm like, I'm not falling for the full cover because full cover makes it look shiny, like you really want to buy it. No, that's I've noticed a lot. So I love Berserker, the full covers, any of the full cover. I love that format.
It's very nice indeed. Okay, now getting to the next book that I read. I did actually completely finish this book, and it is
nice.
Yep, going to the
cover.
Martin Simons. I'm telling y'all, Martin Simons, Joe, one of the best out. Like in my personal opinion, especially if we're going for stylized art, he's I mean, unfortunately, Department of Truth over the last 4 issues has finally gotten pretty stale. So he's the only reason why I continue to buy Department of Truth by James Tynion anymore. But yeah, this one I really enjoyed it. It was better than the previous issue to me. It's burning a little too slow. I think it needs to speed up some, but I am glad that we got some action in this one. So that was nice.
Yeah.
But the odd thing about it is like the action came and it went. I thought it was going to be a little more fulfilling and a little bigger than it ended up being. Round V kind of found a way to like give us action, but kind of snuff it out before the blaze got too hot, you know?
Yeah.
But then by the rest of the book made me forget that there was action at the beginning of it. I had to go back because I was like, oh, I liked it better, but it wasn't a lot of action. And I went back in the beginning. I was like, oh, there was action. I was I don't know.
Opening dialogue between the cops while they're being pinned down. There's no hope.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh my gosh. And like I said, like they set it up like a great Batman story. It's just something you'd see like on Batman Begins, we're pinned down and here comes the hero. It's just the dramatic buildup. I love it. And then, like you said, and then there's the action, and then it's like, we're gonna make the villains more evil. Like that was I love that whole build because at this point I'm like, why do I care about these villains? Then I saw because now I'm curious what's going on. Why do they want this place? What's going on?
Yeah, I like the villains. I like the idea of the Orgums because I like Arkham and Dan Watters and Ram V, along with Alex Packnadell and a few artists are in a group together called White Noise. It's a collective. They're all in it together. They just did a one of the Dark Crisis books all together, and I bought that and I read it and it was cool. But like they're all Brits. I think even Packnadell is a Brit. So they have like this obsession with Arkham, and I feel like it's tied to Grant Morrison. You can very easily tell that. I mean, tons of people are inspired by Grant Morrison, but they pretty much let their freak flag fly. So if you've been following Dan Watters through like his Azrael stuff, and then like the Arkham City, it was Arkham City, the Order of the World. That book had to deal directly with Arkham and it not being there. And then you go over into this, like, it's pretty obvious that to me that one of the main things that they're trying to do is get Arkham established again and put it back. Because that was obviously one of the places that Grant Morrison got really hot with Arkham Asylum. So anyway, that's the part that I'm kind of hanging on for. And I like the Orgums, but I easily liked Aquaman Andromeda more than I've been liking his detective run. And I like the detective run. Firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all talked about it. Hold on, let me see.
That cover though.
Yeah, I think this is my book number 5. This cover is dope. I liked it. I was a little trepidatious about how they might wrap this arc up, especially before they go on break. Nope. Yeah. They nailed it. They wrapped it up really well. It was pretty fulfilling for the most part. The only thing that I don't appreciate, like I have an appreciation for it, but at the same time, it feels so unfinished, is how often like the large clashes happen and then they come and then it's a stalemate and then they like pack up and leave. Like it's happened multiple times now, like Scorched Earth Clan versus Temple of the Flaming Fist, and like so many times they come, they clash, like it's a stalemate, and then everybody kind of skirts off. So a similar thing kind of happens in this, but it was satisfying enough, and it felt earned. I'll say that it felt earned, even though it's a little bit repetitive, but solid.
Little bit, but yeah, no, I agree. I enjoyed the way that they the way they wrapped it up, at least this arc.
Absolutely. All right, going to my next book, and hold on, let me see. One, because I think that was my number 7. 1, 2.
I guess it's just me being the huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I kept thinking like Draken, Pocket Draken, the whole Dragon battle. So I was like, this is like getting crazy. This is like I said, Street Fighter meets Dragon Ball Z, like evil Shenron versus Goku.
For sure, yeah, definitely, and yeah, and I have an appreciation for that, but at the same time, like I'm not 13 anymore, and I don't have time for like all the postulating and people. And your power level is what? It's gone up 5,000%. Well, mine
30 minute
episodes. 10,000. Yeah, it's just like I only have so much time for penis measuring. You know what I mean? Like let's get to it, y'all. Anyway, so that was my number 7 book. This is my number 6 book. Dennis Camp, back at you again. Bloodshot. This time with Davis Hunt. I forgot the artist's first name. This book is a book that I just wanted to buy to support Dennis Camp, and I didn't expect to like it very much. I didn't expect to not like it, and I've been liking it a lot more than I thought I would, and it continues to get better. This is issue number 2, and I just really like how he handles Bloodshot's internal dialogue. I like how he handles the violence, within it, because it's definitely more violence than action. And yeah, it just continues to be like super interesting. The art is really good. And what I like about Dennis Camp is all 3 of his books have a distinct voice and it's all really different. So if you read Agent of World, it's crazy. It's like it kind of almost to a point like doesn't make sense, but at the same time, there's things in there that are just kind of high concept, totally different world. Then you come and you read this, and it's different. And then you read the other book, and all of them kind of deal with war to a degree, all 3 of his books, but none of them are the same exactly. So he does a really good job of switching things up. If you were tripping off of Valiant, like not having any good books anymore or any of that stuff, they did themselves a favor by grabbing him while he's cheap, because he won't be cheap for very much longer. So check out Dennis Camp and Bloodshot Unleashed.
John Davis Hunt is the artist for that.
John Davis Hunt. I
kind of like the variant covers too, by Alex Garner and Nicole Rifkin. Those are just fun. They look like movie posters.
I don't remember them. I know I didn't see him in the shop. This book doesn't get a lot of volume.
One where he's aiming the gun at you, and he's got the black hair, and it's just what the scope is red. And then there's another one.
Look it up.
Yeah, look him up. It's pretty cool. And then you got the other one. Looks almost like a punter, but it's all red. It's got the lines kind of like it's raining, and he's with the gun side up.
Nice.
Like I said, like, yeah,
pretty cool. And this is the book for Ash and Breen. This is my number 5 book, Exterminators. Yeah,
what?
I have Exterminators above a Dennis Camp book. So
we all had it.
Firepower too. That's I'm just saying. Part.
We all had it, and it's number 5 on our list.
Yep. Oh, did we? It's number 5 for all of us.
It's number 5 for all of us. That's awesome.
Yo, this, like I continue to say, this book is B-movie, cheesecakey, campy, fun. To me, it's a breath of fresh air with the X books, because I get like hardcore X-Men fans and all that stuff, and you want to see proper depiction of the characters and everything. It's obvious that we're not getting that. So to me, the next best thing that we can get is people completely not taking it serious at all, but having fun with it. And this is exactly what we get here. It's just fun, man. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, Leah Williams is not some crazy award-winning writer or nothing like that, but obviously she lives a lifestyle close enough to this archetype to where like it feels authentic. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy for her to like put some flair and to put a little fire into these characters and have it be fun. So, I mean, I've watched so many like 80s, like slasher movies and other stuff to where I enjoyed those as a kid. And this definitely gives me that vibe. This is what happens when the grown-ups leave the room. Hey, I wanted y'all to stay, but I'm not that selfish. I knew I had a few books to talk about before then. So that's why I wanted y'all to go ahead and take off. So
all right,
there you go.
Real quickly before you get to your next one, I want to show this for Breen. There you go, Brain. Since you don't like the other one, I got this one. First appearance of Jubilee. So
Nice.
Very
Jubilation Lee.
Yep.
All right. So this is definitely my number 4 book. Number 4 book, Mindset, number 4. Zach Kaplan, John Pearson. So you hear me talk about Martin Simons quite often. The next, like when I'm not getting my Martin Simons fix because he's mostly, he's doing a good amount of covers, but he's working on Department of Truth. John Pearson is a damn fine stand-in. They have a similar way that they approach art. It's not like, conventional, but how they use texture, how they use like colors and shades and stuff like that is awesome. Second to only each other, really, in my personal opinion. If you ever read Blue and Green by Rom V,
I'm
that
calling
came out a
Swamp
few
V
years
from
ago.
now on, okay?
You go right ahead. If you ever read it, Anand Arcade did the art, same person that did the story Graffiti's Wall with Rom V, but John Pearson did the colors, and you can see those colors over here in this book and how he's taking them to the next level. The art in here, and it's not for everybody. Like, I want to say that it's not for everybody. It's definitely not the house styles that you're used to, for Marvel and DC or whatever. But if you're looking for a different kind of art, if you need a break from just seeing, like the anatomy like this and the backgrounds like that, and if you want to see people do things that editors would not let you do and in those books, unless it's like a Black Label book or something like that, this is where you go to find it. And also, it being about Silicon Valley and these people that discover mind control and then end up putting it in an app, and it's an app that they advertise as, this is the app to help you get rid of all influences from social media that are bogging you down. But really, it's a mind control app, more manipulative than even those ads. It really leads to an interesting call of ethics, push and pull, and what is influence really, and how good is influence even for us, and how much does it stop us from thinking for ourselves ultimately? It's really interesting. All right, going to my number 3, and this one gave Exterminators a run for their money. This is Space Lady number 4. It wraps up. This is the finale of the series. What's good is that she put a note in there that this book was successful enough that she'll be back next year. So I'm excited. But another fun, kind of raunchy book about girls having fun and kind of just doing their own thing. I said this is the female equivalent to Shirtless Bear Fighter. Like, if you like Shirtless Bear Fighter, now I haven't read number 2, I've only read number 1. If you like Shirtless Bear Fighter and you want a book like that, but you just want it with chicks instead, Space Lady is the book for you. Grab Space Lady. Grab Space Lady even if you don't like it. Do your boy Skip a favor. Take one comic that you may or may not read, buy it for me so I can get more of these so her sales go up, because damn it, this makes me think of the weird odd comics that I'd find when I was a kid and be like, what the heck is this like? Or even what was it? Was that Duckhead? What was that old book, that old cartoon? I don't know. Anyway, it just reminds me of the Ren and Stimpy and all those old weird, cartoons and comics that we watched when the kid. It's like that, but it's grown up.
I know what you're talking about. The Comic Central one with the duck.
Yeah, and he had the glasses and everything.
Yeah,
it's Duck something. I have some of those. I found some of the comics for that, in the sale. So I'm gonna read some of them later this year. Anyway, getting to my top 2. So of course you knew this was coming. Duckman. I've got 3 of those comics that I'll be reading
Great.
later next year. I'll probably do a stream on it.
Nice.
This is a very Dennis Camp, stream, y'all. So here we go. 20th Century Man, number 3. Another, like I said, all 3 of his comics dealing with some sort of combat or agents or some sort of battle or war that's going on. This one was his smoothest issue. If you read issue number 1 and you were blown away, but it was a little dense, and then you read issue number 2 and it was even more dense and kind of a little more cold, This one follows the war journalist, and it reads almost like a mixture of like the war scenes from Forrest Gump and like a little bit of Full Metal Jacket and a little bit of like Save It Private Ryan.
Okay.
Like really, really smooth. Like, man, it's just really good, man. Like, I don't know what else to say. This is one of the best comics out right now. One of the best crafted, like artistic comics coming out. It's gonna be nominated. It's gonna win some awards because there's enough awards out there to where one of them will be like, oh, Dennis Camp didn't win. Like, we're gonna give him the one over here. But it's definitely gonna be nominated for a lot. And if you want to know the state of the art, this is it. Grab it. Can't say enough. And it sounds like he's not selling a whole lot. He's out there like hustling hard on his book, constantly trying to like get people interested. So please, like, just grab it and give it a try. If you find issue number 1, your shop could probably order it for you. I'm sure it didn't sell out. So here's my number 1 book. I'm gonna spend the most time on this book, but I'm gonna try not to be long-winded.
No, take as much time as you want. I know you got a stream coming up in an hour, but
that's one of the reasons. I got one more issue to read of our book, and I want to take a shower too before we get going. But I say especially like our group who tends to be on here. I float between like a few different groups. For the most part, it's like this immediate one, and whether a lot of people seem to be on the conservative side. There may be some, but I mean, we're into comics, so like there's like most of us are far more liberal than the conservatives like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
But with all that said, like we hear about the culture war, and we hear about this, and we hear about that, and all these different things, and most of the time, like I only try to engage with like a little bit of that because I'm mostly just here for comics. But in this day and age where like, there's a certain amount of people who are more for intolerance. And then you got some other people over here who, in my opinion, are more tolerant, but they just want to have their preferences respected. I see that and I'm like, yeah, why is it so difficult for us to do that? Because I remember a time where it wasn't. And New Think 5.0, the last issue, and this is a book that I really like the concept, but I was not always loving the execution of the book. This book, to me, perfectly executes a story, lays things out, and I have not read a more down the middle comic in a long time. And I'm talking about a down the middle comic that's directly talking about the two sides of the aisle, the two sides of the line, Democrats, Republicans, whatever you want to consider yourself. It talks about this in the most fair way that I have seen in a long time. And I know some people may think it favors one over the other. For the most part, there's probably going to be a little bit of bias, but even if it's not, and people honestly think that apart from their biases, that's fine. But I have not read a more down the middle book. And not only that, it's not just that it's down the middle. What really, because the whole time I was reading it, I'm just super cautious. Like, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but I've got my own values, and I don't like either side really being attacked, like overtly attacked, like the side, not the actions.
The pettiness.
The pettiness, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm more of a peaceful person. I'd rather see peace. And I think that people have a lot more common ground than they realize. But when you focus on the differences, how can you see what you have in common? It's not within the scope. You've narrowed your scope too much. So this book, it not only does it deal with it very down the middle, but the question that it poses at the end is not some crazy profound one, but it is done in an extremely effective way. And I've gone as far as to say, and I try to refrain from saying things like this because for all the different reasons that sayings like this come with a very personally attached, very biased view. And I don't mean like politically, I just mean like experience. Like when someone says, oh, you haven't read Claremont X-Men, you got to read Claremont X-Men. You haven't read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, you got to read Alan Moore's or Watchmen or whatever. You haven't read Dark Knight Returns, whatever people want to say is like, you got to read. Otherwise, like, I try to refrain from saying extreme things like that, even though they come from a good place. But this book, I feel, should be required reading for everyone who reads a comic. Anybody who this message could get, I think it should be required reading for our entire nation, really for the world. I feel like this should be required reading. But if I'm gonna be a little more realistic, the people of us that read comics and appreciate them, I think this should be required reading, because this is a reminder to us that we can all do a better job of conducting ourselves better and realizing that some of the ways that we treat each other and some of the ways that we view people, quote unquote, on the other side may not be as conducive for our future as we feel like. New Think, 5 Point. And this is a book, the last issue, I could barely finish. And the issue before that, I barely finished. And like issue number 1, I finished. And I like what he was trying to say, but this is the one where he finally like figured it out and did it effectively. I gave this book a 5.0.
I kind of like the cover. Isn't that usually when you get like a broken link?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like one of those.
And
And that's what I mean, like, absolutely, like it's like I didn't even think about the cover again until you just said it now.
Yeah.
But the cover deals greatly with the subject matter and what you leave off in that book.
You're going to look at a thumbnail, and the thumbnail's broken, so that you can't see the actual like photo. Like as I said, that's kind of cool. Cover that, because I'm thinking like, first when you see something like that, you're like, oh, it's Minecraft. No, it's a computer thing. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Absolutely. So that was it. Those are my books for the week.
All right. Let me pull up your Twitch thing so I can plug it into the chat here.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate myself too.
You should, RDV. You should.
He's got a healthy self-appreciation going on.
You gotta love yourself.
It's very healthy.
Especially when no one else does.
Yeah. Right. Right.
There's at least got to be a 1 in that column, right?
Yep.
Let's see. You haven't read America Chavez, Captain Frugal.
I have not either.
He's a national
okay
treasure.
Breen, yeah, I was trying to turn the game on, but for whatever reason, like it didn't work.
It's censoring you because it doesn't want you to be hurt.
It might be.
It's trying to protect your feelings.
It just might.
All right,
be.
so this is right here. This is when it posts. That's the link. Skip it, Tosh. Right there. You go.
Thank you, sir.
It's gonna be in 55 minutes or less. All depends on when they get off the stream here, or when Skip's ready with a shower.
Whenever we're done saying goodbye.
But
pretty much.
Just to know, Zach's only gonna be on there for about an hour, and then Ash and Skip will be on there for the next 3 hours.
Hey, you don't know how long. You don't know how long I'm gonna be on there. My sleep schedule's been all off since I had this flu, so it's like I could be up there for 2 hours, 3 hours. We'll see.
Skip does do some gaming on there. He plays the Kings, and they actually win games on the game.
Yeah, because I put myself in the game.
I used to do the same thing back when I played football games. I would play like Madden. I would play as the Saints.
Yeah.
So, because back when the Saints didn't do too hot, be like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you do a little bit of gaming, NBA 2K. I think not really much outside of sports, right? You just do kind of basketball stuff.
I mean, I used to play like what you call it, that one Marvel game on there. I used to play a bunch of different stuff. I used to DJ on there and all of that. I would, but now mostly over there, Rhaegar, it's us discussing comics. So right now we're going through Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four. We're on volume 3, so that's what we're going to be covering tonight.
Yeah, I thought about getting into Twitch. I need to see if there's a way. I'm sure there is. I need to find a way, if there's a way to configure it to hook up to my PlayStation, because that's where I'm making the game on.
Yeah,
I may start doing that.
There is. Yeah, you can sign in directly to it and then just hit the share button, and then you'll be streaming directly to your Twitch.
Twitch is fun, but if you're just doing it for fun, if you're trying to make a living off of that, you should have done it 2 years ago.
Oh no,
even 6 months ago, because now it used to be 70-30. If somebody subscribed to you for $5 a month, you got 70%.
No,
Like,
I wouldn't be trying to make a
so now
living. My name's not Amaranth. I'm not going to try to make a living on Twitch. I'm not built for that.
The craziest thing that I've seen though on Twitch now is the VTuber situation now, where people are afraid to go on camera. They create this little avatar that moves when they speak and stuff. The lips move, everything. It's almost like Space Ghost Coast to Ghost, you know, or Braddock, whatever his name is, is on there. Like
Harvey Birdman, is that the guy's name?
Well,
I'm thinking
Braddock is. I think he's the one. On Space Ghost to Coast, he's the one. He's kind of like the Paul, whatever it is. That's supposed to be like sidekick. He's the DJ. He's the Mantis. But either way, it's weird that the whole VTuber situation is like I've just noticed that it's like everyone has their own little character. They create their own little like made up bios and like I'm a cat person. I'm the youngest of 4 kittens. Or it's just so weird. But overall, my point is that Twitch has been actually I've been following more people on there. I've been watching more of Skip's older stuff. It's really cool to watch because you get to watch everything if you want to. Unlike YouTube, right away you're monetized as soon as you or pretty much. There's no way to wait for it. I can subscribe to you for once a month for $5 a month, and it takes away all the ads. So if you want to watch Skip without ads, click on it. You can watch them. You can there's even little perks you can do as far as you can depends on what your Starlight's thing, it's a situation. Like some people have music up, you can play music stuff, little sounds effects if you want to, but it's really cool though. Like I said, as far as doing more than just gaming, even though gaming is pretty much what it was built for. I've noticed a lot of people are doing comic book stuff. I've noticed people doing karaoke on there now.
There's tons of musicians and artists. I mean, they about 3 years ago they really opened it up and made it so like a lot, especially like when all the the hot chick streamers started getting popular. They had to find a way to kind of open things up because they were making more not more money off of that in the gaming, but it started to really be a big money maker over there. So there's tons of different things that you can find over there. Like if I had more time, I'd be back on Twitch because I like Twitch way more than YouTube. But YouTube is more like, you can see like, okay, 15 minutes. Okay, I can get in and out. And Twitch got stuff like that too. Like there's videos that people upload or, there's ones where, they section off just like a highlight of their stream and you can watch that. But for the most part, good Lord. For the most part, it's going to be long form stuff. But go over there. I've read a bunch of comics, like series and stuff, and I've left them up there. So if you want to, hear me read through Hickman's Secret Warriors or anything like that, you can go there and you can watch me read through those. It's pretty fun.
Can also, like I said, like as far as the going over there, and someone I can get the money faster than waiting for YouTube here. Like he says that he clicks. Also, you can have. It's not based on how many subs you have. It's basically if people are actually subscribing, because that gives you like $5. It's a recurring bill, and like I said, it's kind of cool. Is you can more ways that earn money faster there than you hear, and plus you can also use Streamlabs. You can create you have your own pay link if you want to Ko-Fi. So I mean, there are more perks if you do a lot more streaming. If you're a person that's usually on there for 6 hours playing a video game or something like that, versus being on a stream talking about comic book for 6 hours sometimes. Oh, it all depends. Like I said, I've noticed that as far as versus YouTube, it's a lot more fun on Twitch. So it's free to use too. It takes like 5 minutes to set up an account, probably less than that. Say check out Skip, and then Skip, do you ever do that where you actually have any other Twitch people that you raid your on your streams?
I used to raid more, like when I was doing it more, because I had a bunch of like friends on Twitch and stuff like that. These days, not so much. But I had gotten raided from some larger streamers, which was pretty cool. A professional 2K streamer raided me one time, and that was a good one.
The whole concept of raiding basically is like when I'm in my stream, okay, I'm gonna if you stay on there, I'm in my stream, I'm gonna go offline, but we're gonna go and to watch somebody else's video. It'd be like. I know Angleton recently just ended his stream. If he would have he came over here and just put in my chat, brought everybody over here. Like, I love that concept. I wish YouTube had that,
Twitch is hecka cool, man. They have so
Yeah.
many innovations, like, and they have had for years, all the years I've been using Twitch, that were just way cooler than YouTube, way better. Yeah, you can monetize fast. Like, it took a little bit longer when I first started. Like, it's a little faster now, but like I've been on YouTube longer than I've been on Twitch, and I've gotten paid from Twitch more than I've gotten paid from YouTube.
Frugal, if you plunge till it's live on Twitch, I'm sure somebody will watch it. No, but
people do. There's people that do all sorts of. My buddy that like does these. I found out about him on Twitch. Like, he does all these crazy wood things. You can send him like you can send him 3 comic pages. He'll do one as like the base in the back, like on the inside, and then he'll do one over top, and then he'll do one and he'll carve it, and then he'll have it like jumping out, so you can see like it looks like T'Challa like leapt out of the page and like he's jumping out at you.
Oh, that's legit.
Yeah, but he does these on Twitch. Like, he does them live, and like the way that he carves it and how like fine detail, like even the claws get and stuff like that. It's
that's
wild.
cool.
Frugal, I think you might benefit from Twitch too. I know you're always talking about doing the music stuff. You create, your different riffs that you use for your music, background music. And I'm saying, if you just do that and just while you're working on new songs, you can do that too, because I see people doing that, creating their own songs. They're recording the guitar. I see that all the time on Twitch, and it's basically just advertised when you first go log on. So, like I said, I would check out that maybe. All depends what your free time is. But that being said, though, we're gonna end this in a couple minutes. I just want to say, check out Skips. It's he said at 11 o'clock Central, 12 Eastern, I guess 9 Pacific.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pacific.
I always get thrown off by the California. I'm like, wait, I gotta go back. Because isn't like you're 2 hours behind me? What's the one that's an hour behind me? Is that like Wyoming?
An hour behind you would
that's
be
Mountain Time.
Yeah.
I always forget about that one.
Like Phoenix and stuff.
Yeah, because I always assume Phoenix is right next to California. It's the same. it's in the same time zone.
Yeah, Arizona is 2 states over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, definitely check that out. I got a question. Somebody, as far as Hickman, do you ever read Hickman's Avengers?
I think we're working our way there.
I did not know he even had an Avengers run. I thought it was just.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jason Aaron the whole time.
No, that's the one.
That's what went into Secret Wars.
Breen's talked about it a few times, where it's like everyone was an Avenger, pretty much. Like, they have literally Hickman had like 30 different Avengers.
Okay.
On the team, and it was a lot, but and Hickman, it's not my favorite work of his that I've read. Maybe I need to go back and reread it, because there was just like so much going on. But I think that we're kind of starting at the beginning with like his Fantastic Four stuff, and I feel like as we go further along into his Avengers and then his new Avengers, which I still feel should have just been called Illuminati, but all going up to Secret Wars, I think it's gonna all mesh together really well.
So one more plug though, and then we'll leave. After you guys watch this, watch Skip's stream tonight, over there Twitch. Come back here tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the first Ghost Rider book, Marvel Spotlight number 5.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Nicolas Cage movie. Dang.
Well, it might be the same. It all depends.
I'm good. I feel like.
And speaking of, I'll just say real quickly, little teaser about Marvel Spotlight with Ghost Rider. He made a deal with the devil in that book, but they kept retconning it, saying it was Mephisto. Then it came back to being Satan. Then it can't, they couldn't make up their mind. 6 volumes later, they keep freaking changing it. The writer is like, oh, it's Mephisto. No, it's Satan. So you're going to talk about retcons. Ghost Rider is the king of retcons. All right. So if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like if you haven't done so. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that too, because we get a lot of cool stuff on here. And if you want to support the channel, you don't have to. $1 is the least you can spend if you really want to, or you can spend more, whatever your heart's content. But the money goes to paying for StreamYard, the premium service, goes for basically the Marvel and the DC apps that we use to read from. Or if you just want to just give us money so we can go buy some maybe a book and review that, you want to whatever, or you just want to give us hot dog money. I don't care. But that being said, well, no, you don't want to. I want to buy some hot dogs. Because basically I want to do it. Start doing the chili dogs.
I'm not a big chili dog fan. I pretty much just eat my hot dogs with mustard.
I want the New York chili dog. That's what I want. And then the Chicago chili dog. Like I said.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, I'm a connoisseur of finer foods.
Sure.
I don't get the A&W chili dogs.
As much as I love Sonic the Hedgehog, I was never into chili dogs.
Yes.
It was too messy.
Yeah. And Austin P. Originally, no, it was the Satan was before Mephisto was Hellstrom. That was their dad.
Damien Hell. Yeah, Damien Hellstrom.
Damien and his sister. I forgot her name is. It's been a while.
Was it Satana?
Satana, yes.
Yeah.
Their father is the devil. And then the retcon they said that it was Mephisto. Because a volume later, no, it was Roger Stern came in and said, no, it was actually Mephisto. It wasn't the Satan that made a deal with them. But then it kept flipping. So, like I said, I'm not going to fault Roger Stern. He probably had a cool plot twist story for that. Everyone else are just indecisive.
And thank you to whoever had subscribed to me a few minutes ago. I heard the notification go off, but I'm not over on that screen, so I couldn't see who it was. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. So that being said, hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you at Skip Stream. Good night, guys.
Have a good night, folks.